Now, let's join Andy, Brett, Randy, and Luke for this edition of Sports Blitz Live.
Hello again, everyone. I think Caleb needs to come in just a little bit. Hello again, everyone, and good Tuesday evening. Welcome into this, the latest edition of Sports Blitz Live. I am Andy Graham alongside Caleb Brooks on the new set of Sports Blitz Live. We appreciate all of you out there joining us this evening. Would love to interact with you. You can give us a phone call if you like, 256-234-6221, or you can dial us up on the Sports Blitz Facebook page, that's Sports with a Z, and comment away on that thread. We will get to as many of those as we can in and throughout the show. A lot going on, as always, as we are a quarter of the way through the college football season. Hard to believe. We were building it up, looking forward to it, and now we're 4 games into the season. So we know a lot more now than we did, but there is still a lot more to discover, no doubt about that. We'll talk some high school football tonight. As Benjamin Russell here, the local Alexander City area, got a big win on Friday night after they had been really struggling to a 1-3 start. Got a win over a highly ranked Demopolis team at homecoming. So good for the Wildcats. We'll talk about some of the local area teams, talk about some of the teams in the state, some of the powerhouses that games that they had. Of course, Alabama defeats Southern Miss, no problem. They have kind of cruised through the season so far as they take down Southern Miss 49-7. Auburn gets a big win on the road in College Station. Many would argue that Auburn has the 2 most impressive wins of any team in college football right now. As they go on a neutral site and beat Oregon, a highly ranked team. Now they take care of Texas A&M in College Station, number 17 team in the country. One columnist in Oklahoma even has Auburn ranked number 1 right now. He ranks it now. I mean, you know, it's kind of a novelty thing. He's purposely making his rankings a little, a little bit of a clickbait kind of thing. So, he doesn't have Oklahoma, Alabama, or Clemson in the top 10. His rankings are totally based on what teams have done right now, who they have played, how impressive their wins are. So, I mean, yeah, we can talk about that if you'd like to. It's interesting, if nothing else. That is what the playoff committee is supposed to do. It's supposed to look at the body of work, see what that team has done, who they've beaten, factor in all those kind of things. That ranking will come out much later in the year. We'll talk about some games in the SEC over the weekend. Of course, NFL going on. Caleb's Packers, 3-0.
Yeah.
Looking fairly well.
Yeah, big Thursday night game this week.
Big Thursday night game this week. The Patriots, are they going to lose this year? The Dolphins, are they going to win this year? A lot of questions to be answered. Major League Baseball playoffs coming down to the nitty-gritty. Braves clinch the Eastern Division for the 2nd year in a row. Looks like it's probably, I don't know, the Phillies and Nationals played today. Mm-hmm. Who won that game? Do you know?
The Phillies were winning earlier.
Okay, I didn't look at that, but it looks like the Nationals is the Brewers going to be the wild card?
Yeah.
Because the Cubs are a game back, so it could be the Cubs. I mean, yeah, still
be, but that was they had a chance. The Cubs had a big chance to get back in the division race with the Cardinals and blew that opportunity. They get swept by the Cardinals last weekend, and they needed to at least probably take 3 to get back in with a game.
Chris Bryant injured. I mean, they've had some bad luck.
May be out of it. Working their way out of it.
We'll see. Who'd you say? Looks like who's?
No, I mean the Cubs.
Yeah. Okay.
Cubs,
yeah. Exactly. We'll talk about those things much more. Love to hear what's on your mind this evening. Again, 256-234-6221 is our number here. Also on Facebook Live as well. Again, it was an interesting weekend, as it always is. There was some interesting information that came out as college basketball is concerned. Kansas gets a notice of allegations. Some of the most serious and damaging allegations that a basketball program can receive. Even Bill Self implicated in this. That just initial impression when you saw that story come out.
Shock. Just
That it actually happened?
Yeah, that it actually happened. That the NCAA is actually doing something. But now I feel like some of the other teams that were named earlier are probably starting to get a little worried as well that something may be happening to them. So it's going to be very interesting to see what kind of domino effect this has on the rest of the programs that were involved with all the FBI stuff and everything that's been going on with all of this in college basketball.
You know, if you're an Auburn fan, I mean, are you more worried now? I mean, do you think this affects the way Auburn should feel about anything right now?
Yeah, I mean, I would be a little bit more worried just because, you know, I mean, it's alarming that if they're willing to do something to Kansas basketball, what are they willing to do to Auburn basketball?
Yeah.
You know?
I will say the difference being that Kansas, we're talking about paying money to recruits to come play basketball. Is that a difference? Yes. Is it going to matter? I mean, is it a totally different situation? Probably not. We're talking about infractions involving money to recruits. We call these, in Auburn's case, it was money to players that were already on the roster. But they made it a point to kind of illustrate in this that the head coach is responsible, unless he can prove otherwise, is responsible for his subordinates and what they do and things like that. So Chuck Person, his actions, while I think pretty much proven that they were his and his alone, that's not an excuse. Ignorance is not an excuse. You're responsible for the entire program. So we'll have to see what happens with Auburn coming down the line, but certainly the first domino. I guess it's the first one that I'd consider to be. I mean, we've had some other things happen, obviously going all the way back to Rick Pitino losing the job. Of course, now he comes out and says, no, I was not fired. I resigned. And got Louisville to admit that he resigned. Now, I don't know what that does. I mean, I guess that he can go to anywhere if he gets a new job and say that technically I was not fired. I don't know if that helps. You think he gets a job in college basketball again?
No.
He's done.
Yeah.
You think he's done?
Yeah, he's done.
Nobody's ever done. I don't think.
I think he's done.
Could be. Your favorite player, Antonio Brown, released by the Patriots, going back to college.
Yeah.
Kind of. This is maybe Rodney Dangerfield back to school part 2.
Yeah.
Could be a wild time there in Central Michigan.
The only way that this story gets even wilder is if he goes to Central Michigan, now a current student, put some allegations out there on him. I mean, really, that would be the only way that this story even gets weirder.
That would probably that would add something to it for sure. One of the women that has accused him, he met at Central Michigan. She was a former trainer. I don't know, and you can read the laundry list of allegations of what the quote-unquote sexual harassment was, all the way up to the allegation of rape.
Yeah.
But, Antonio Brown kind of lets loose on Twitter a little bit as he goes out the door. I mean, I don't know how he blames anybody but himself in this situation.
He's crazy. I mean, that's how.
That's probably a good. That's probably a good analysis. He is kind of crazy. Anything this past week, just random sporting events that.
How about USC getting a big win over Utah, and that pretty much knocks the Pac-12.
Surprising. That was very surprising.
Them and Washington State pretty much knocks the Pac-12 out of contention.
I don't know how in the world or what in the world to make of Washington State other than UCLA.
Yeah.
How they scored 67. Just the fact that they scored 67 points, much less that they came back from 49-17 down midway through the third quarter.
Yeah, I turned it off when it was 42-17, went to bed. I just thought, okay, this one's done.
Well, I never watched 1 minute of the game to begin with.
Well, I watched some of it because it was on, but it was on, right after the Georgia game. But I wasn't staying up for it because somebody told me that they were still up at 1:30, and they went to sleep while the game was still going on. So there was no way I was making it because I fell asleep about 12. So a lot went on after I fell asleep.
Yeah, a lot.
Crazy
a lot of
game.
turnovers, a lot of points scored.
Yeah, and, 2 non-offensive touchdowns for UCLA was really huge. The kickoff return, which was – I watched that live. That was crazy where he broke all the tackles.
I missed that one.
Yeah, he broke about 4 or 5 tackles and then busted for a touchdown. That was a big play in the game. Really kind of swung some momentum. Washington State was starting to take it over, and then it's no defense being played, just a wild game. And, that's why Mike Leach will never win it, because they don't play any defense. They did. They put up enough points out there.
They seem to play it on occasion.
Yeah.
But it seems like it's random moments. And when they stop, man, it goes away completely. We'd like to, as always, remind you that we're brought to you each and every Tuesday night by JR Sports Bar and Grill. For a great place to have lunch or dinner, go and check them out right here in downtown Alexander City. Got a great menu, chicken fingers, burgers. They got wings, a little bit of everything there on the menu. Salads. They got a great atmosphere. Go in there and watch your favorite game, whatever it might be. Also, Sunshine Heating and Air. Still a little toasty outside these days. For all your heating and cooling needs, give them a call. Sunshine Heating and Air. We are up against our first break here on Sports Blitz Live, but never fear, we'll be back with more right after these important messages.
What's the verdict?
Can't fix your heat pump. Need a new one.
Uh-oh. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking Daikin.
Call on Kevin Kill in Sunshine Heating and Air at 256-825-4849, Central Alabama's premier Daikin dealer.
So what's he thinking?
Oh, he's thinking Daikin.
Daikin, one of the top selling in the world.
Now I'm thinking Daikin.
Daikin. Comfort for life.
Find everything you need for the perfect outdoor living space at Russell Do-It Center, like the Fire Rock Outdoor Conventional Fireplace, smartly designed masonry systems that are easy to install and are less than half the cost of a scratch-built brick and mortar fireplace. Weber Grills, the best outdoor gas, electric, and charcoal grills, which always come pre-assembled. Yeti Coolers, premium coolers and accessories that are the ultimate in design, performance, and durability. Russell Do-It Center, experience and knowledge from the pros.
The same professionals you've trusted with your urgent care is now your primary health provider, Main Street Family Care. We provide annual physical exams as well as monitoring health conditions such as high blood pressure, diabetes, asthma, and more. All major insurances accepted, Medicaid, Medicare, and have self-pay options to accommodate everyone. See us in Alex City, just across from Walmart. Your care is our primary concern.
Main Street Family Urgent Care. Heal better, feel better fast.
Hi, I'm Kurt Bowman, General Manager of Vaden Toyota. We'd like to announce our new lifetime warranty on any new Toyota.
Hashtag lifetime warranty.
Hashtag we love our customers.
It can be used nationwide at no additional cost.
Hashtag customer service.
So come on by and let us show you
the Vaden way.
Hashtag maintenance matters.
Hashtag totally awesome.
Vaden Toyota of Sylacauga, just a short drive from home or online.
Hashtag your neighborhood dealership.
If you're seeing the American cockroach, throw up the red flag. Ladybugs, throw up the red flag. Ants and swarming termites, throw up the red flag. And kudzu bugs, throw up the red flag. That's Red Flag Pest Control. So the caution is on. Call Red Flag Pest Control today.
I'm Scott Davis with Red Flag Pest Control. Call me today, 256-825-0430.
Ladies and gentlemen, Kia of Auburn. Kia of Auburn on South College. Kia's at 0% financing and no payments for 90 days. Kia of Auburn. Kia of Auburn. Kia of Auburn.com.
This is Coach Pat Dye. At Kia of Auburn, you are always number one.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn, no, not the Auburn, to Sports Blitz Live. We appreciate all of you out there joining us this evening. Caleb Brooks and Andy Graham here with you until 9 o'clock this evening. 256-234-6221 is our number here. If you'd like to give us a call, anything on your mind this evening, what your high school do, if you'd like to talk about that, by all means, we'd love to talk about it with you. We'll spend a couple of segments on high school football. Benjamin Russell right here in the Lake Martin area in Alexander City got off to a 1-3 start. Couldn't have a really difficult time scoring points. Demopolis, who was, I think, a top 5 team in 5A, comes in to Martin Savary Stadium on homecoming, and Benjamin Russell gets a big win, 17-8. What's the difference in this game? You were there.
There wasn't much difference, I wouldn't say. Obviously Carter went out with a concussion and
quarterback,
and that, was. That changed.
The score
the
was 0-0 when
it was 0-0. Yeah, 0-0 at halftime. He gets tackled to the ground and slams his head on the turf, and I could kind of tell something was up with him. And he ended up playing one more play just because he didn't say anything, and you couldn't. If you weren't just paying attention, and I'm sure people on the sideline were watching, it was crazy because the clock was running and stuff. And anyways, though, he ends up coming out, and Brett comes in and changes the offense. They threw one pass the rest of the game, and it was one deep ball.
That was complete.
You got to credit Elijah Spivey going up and getting it, 45-yard pass, and after that they were able to just line up and mash them up front. And they ended up scoring 17 points. Campbell Woods hit a big field goal that made it 3-0. Ended up making it 10-0, and ended up making it 17-0, and then Demopolis scores late and then doesn't get the onside kick. But this is a big win for Benjamin Russell, and now they get Coach Morrison this week, and Chilton County, be ready. They'll be ready.
Chilton County 3-2 on the year.
Yeah, and they've won 3 straight. Lost the first 2. Stanhope, who beat Benjamin Russell as well, and it's pretty good. Beat them 26, I think, to 6 or 26-0, and then. They play Sylacauga. Sylacauga beats them 34-33, and then they've won 3 straight region games from that point on. So it's a good Chilton County team. And look, Coach Morrison's going to have his guys ready. They're physical. That's how he is. And last year, I thought in the first half they lined up and out-physicaled us. They just didn't out-execute us, and we were able to be up 14-7 at halftime. Then I think we ended up pulling away and winning like 27-7 or something. I can't remember what the score was, but. I'm expecting them to come out and play physical, and he told me in the summer that this is the game that his guys kind of circle. They want Benjamin Russell. They are excited about this game.
Chilton County 6 or 5?
5A. Yeah, but they're the biggest 5A, so they got a good shot at being 6A soon. And so next year you could be seeing them in the region with Benjamin Russell. So, Chilton County has had some up and down years. When I was a junior, they were really good. Came in, I think, 10-1 to the Sportsplex, and we beat them 24-7. The next year, they finished 4th in the region. We beat them pretty handily, and they kind of went on a bad run. Then Coach Morrison took over, and he's had them turned around the right direction. They got a playoff appearance a year ago, and now have pretty much already solidified another playoff appearance this year, and he's got them going in the right direction.
All right, so that's on the road in Chilton County.
Yeah.
So it'll be another test for Benjamin Russell. Dayville falls to St. James. St. James is a very, very good team, 46-18. Horseshoe Bend gets their first win of the year.
Yeah.
Them and Coosa got together. Somebody was going to come away with a win.
Yeah.
Both of them had not been able to get a win on the year, but I'm a bit surprised this game was as lopsided as it was.
No, I was too. Very happy for Jeremy getting his first career win at Horseshoe Bend, and I thought Coosa would score some more. They put up a lot of points against Fayetteville and had been putting up some offense. It had been defense that they had been kind of suffering, which is to be expected when you can't really practice it. When you only got 12, 13 players in the team, it's hard to practice. And so defense was lacking, but you got to credit Horseshoe Bend, able to shut them down basically and win the game 36-6. And, now for Horseshoe Bend, me and Brett talked about it on Late Martin Sports Roundup. The whole season's ahead for them. They've got everything ahead of them. They can still qualify for the playoffs. They just got to beat, some of these teams that are in the region ahead. But Vincent is a team they can beat. Fayetteville will be a tough one, but you can win that one. And then Lafayette will be a tough one. But you can get them. They're not having as good a year as some people expected, and so
Lochapoka's very big, 1-4 on the year.
Yeah, that's not a region game for them, but you know, it's a team where you go now. You finally get your first. Now you finally get, you know, you can go back-to-back wins and really take momentum into that bye week, and then you get Vincent, and then really 2 tough games that will determine if they go to the playoffs or not.
Yeah. Reeltown 5-0. They take down, as you mentioned, Lafayette on the road, 21-14. This game. You know, Lafayette came in playing well.
Yeah.
I thought that they had a decent chance at home, but come up a little bit short. Reeltown, the beat goes on. They got a huge matchup with Maplesville, who is 4-0 on the road in Maplesville. So that ought to be very interesting one to keep an eye on this Friday night.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably the top 2 teams in that classification when you get down to it. There's some other good ones, but these may be the best 2, and they'll be facing off Friday night. And you know, for Reeltown, this was kind of the point a year ago where their season took a turn in the wrong direction, and injuries, things like that had something to do with it. They're staying healthy so far. Eric Shaw's been able to stay healthy. That's going to be a big key for them. You know, this is it's going to be a good measuring stick for them. They got to go on the road. This is, you know, part of 3 straight road games for them, which is not easy to get through. But if they're able to get through this, I mean, Reeltown's definitely a team that you could see down in Auburn later on this year.
Sylacauga drops one on the road at Mortimer Jordan. That is a region game for them. They had played extremely well, as you mentioned, a very close win over Chilton County earlier this year at home, 34-33, but come up a little bit short, a touchdown short against Mortimer Jordan, 35-42. They'll play Childersburg. Childersburg not having a difficult year, 2-3. That's probably got to be expected to be a win, but then you get St. Clair County, another region game after that.
No, you know, and it really doesn't get much easier with St. Clair County. You get Center Point. They've got a really good athlete on their team up there, and you know, they're a team that's, you know, kind of been up and down this year, but is a team that can beat you if you don't go out and play well against them. And then Central Clay, you know, we know how good they are. So, and then Mumford as well is also another good team. So it doesn't really get much easier for Sylacauga, but they're sitting at 4-1. It's the first loss of the year. You know, you can get a win over Childersburg, and then if you find a way to win one right there with all those region games, I think they can squeak into the playoffs and give themselves an opportunity.
Central Phoenix City. This game was with Opelika was tight for in the first half. Then you blinked, and it turned into a blowout.
Yeah,
Phoenix City 63, Opelika 28. Opelika known for their defense this year.
Yeah, no, they had been holding people. You know, obviously first game of the year only giving up 7. They hold Auburn to 13, and Phoenix City just explodes on them. And we hadn't really seen this from Phoenix City yet this year. It may be their turning point for the year where they really start playing better, because they hadn't, to me, just watching, you know, from the outside, not getting to see them, but see scores, they hadn't played like they did a year ago, you know, early in the year. But I think, yeah, this may be the turning point for them where they really start to play well. And, you know, they still have Auburn coming up soon, and, you know, that's going to be a challenge for them later on. But, you know, look, Phoenix City, they're good. Hoover beat them first game of the year, and we know Hoover's good as well. But right now, until I see someone really knock Phoenix City off, they're the favorite in the South coming out 7A.
Up against another break. Don't go anywhere. More to come right after this.
Listen up, America. Millions of Americans just like you owe the IRS more than $10,000 and are facing liens, bank levies, wage garnishments, penalty abatements, and other IRS enforcement actions. Newly authorized debt forgiveness programs allow you to settle your debts for less than ever before. Do you owe the IRS $10,000 or more in back taxes? If so, then call Tax Savings Helpline now.
Please call 800-980-7190.
So, you may not know it, but you've seen our work everywhere. For a combined 50 years, SignSource has been Central Alabama's premier option for all your sign needs. Custom signs for your business, club, or organization. Wraps and decals for your vehicle or boat. Full-color banners for your big sale, or a photo collage on canvas for grandma. All with fast, friendly, prompt service. Check out our website at signsourcenow.com. 888-533-6758. Go straight to the source. SignSource.
What's behind the CA?
A world full of opportunities.
Where are you now? Where are you going?
Where do you want to be?
These are all important in determining your path in life.
More importantly, why be ordinary
when you can be extraordinary?
At Central Alabama Community College, you can be anything you wish to be.
Don't put your future on hold and don't settle for less than excellence.
We are Central Alabama Community College.
Central to you.
Central to your success.
Cater your tailgate and game day parties with Chicken Salad Chick. All the Chick favorites like Buffalo Barkley, Kickin' Kaylin, and Sassy Scotty make the perfect dips and sandwich platters. Chicken Salad Chick is always a great choice when planning for a crowd. Our grab-and-go quick chicks make it easy. And now for a limited time, Rockin' Rita is back. Made with Wickles spicy red relish, this flavor has a kick of spice. Chicken Salad Chick and fall football, the perfect matchup.
Skag, the toughest name in lawnmowers. Unmatched quality and performance for over 3 decades. The clear choice, the best mower money can buy for work or at home. Top lawn care professionals and discerning homeowners know that Skag means productivity and reliability. Every Skag mower is proudly built right here in the USA. Don't settle for anything less than simply the best. Skag.
Satterfield Outdoor Living on Highway 280 in Alex City.
Morris & Haynes Law Firm in Alexander City are proud members of our community. Our team of dedicated employees live, work, and support in our local communities, and we are all actively engaged in our hometowns. Just like all area players, parents, and coaches, we are committed to the betterment of our local area and want to wish all of our area teams the best of luck this fall. The Morris & Haynes Law Firm in Alexander City, a proud supporter of all area athletics.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live. Andy and Caleb here with you for about 30 more minutes in the first hour of tonight's show. We're talking about some high school football games. We'll kind of round those out. Spain Park gets a big win over Hewitt-Trussville.
Yeah.
Chelsea, 64 points over Pelham, 38. That's
and I just visited
Chelsea,
Pelham last week. Pelham hadn't won yet. They're
wow.
5, and it's kind of shocking because Coach Causey is very, very good, and just for some reason this year just hadn't clicked for them. They had been getting better under him. Last year finally got the playoffs, and now this year looking like probably won't be qualifying. And Chelsea's playing good though. Beat Briarwood early in the season, and has had a couple other big wins, and so that was a huge one. I saw they were up 50-28 at one point. I didn't know they ended up scoring 14 more and beating them 64-38, but not much defense being played.
Hewitt-Trussville looks like they're missing Paul Tyson.
Yeah.
They have not fared quite as well as Thompson.
Yeah, they had to change up their style a little bit because the guy that they have now playing quarterback, their coach told me this summer, he just didn't have the arm that Paul has. I mean, he had a really good arm, and I don't know if he'll ever play at Alabama. I don't think so, but especially now with Bryce Young committing to Alabama, but he had a huge arm and was a good quarterback. This guy kind of runs a little bit more, and they had to kind of change up their offense. And for some reason right now, it just doesn't seem like everything's clicking for that team. They just hadn't been as good as they were a year ago.
Yeah. Central Clay, the beat goes on, 34-0 over Moody. Bayside Academy, that's you went down there and talked to Coach Lazenby.
Yeah.
They take care of T.R. Miller, 30-29.
Yeah, big win for them.
That's a great win.
Yeah, they've been struggling this year too, and told me that it had really been a grind this year with this group. They lost a lot of good players from the season ago, and having to replace those guys was tough. And
you don't lose an AC Slater and have to.
But
tough to replace.
It was a good win for them. Happy for them. Coach Lassiter's also down there. That was at Benjamin Russell, and his son coaches at T.R. Miller now.
Really?
So, yeah. Wow. Landon. So he was over and he coaches at T.R. Miller, and so they kind of got to face off with each other. A good win for them though. And then Oxford, they were down 19-0, I think, at one point to Pinson Valley, and they come back and win the game, 34-33, and that was a huge win for them because that may be one that finally gets their program over that hump of playing against Pinson Valley.
Yeah. Pinson Valley, obviously missing Bo Nix, but they still have Kool-Aid McKinstry.
Yeah.
Who's playing quarterback for them?
It's not Caleb Nix.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Caleb Nix is a sophomore?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so.
Yeah, my grandparents watched the game the other night, and they said he wasn't the one playing quarterback.
Okay.
It was the other kid that they had.
Interesting. So Oxford wins that game 34-33, a big win for Oxford. We'll kind of switch gears, talk a little bit about some college football now, beginning with Alabama with another win over Southern Miss, a very outmanned team, 49-7. I'm sure you watched this game from beginning to end. The passing game continues to look superb. Anything you take from this game?
I think
positive or negative?
I mean, defensively, they played better. After giving up 450 yards to South Carolina. I mean, this was a team that put up 47 on Troy the week before, held them to 7. They said they simplified things on the defense. You could tell that some of the young guys kind of knew where to be a little bit more in the game, and so that was encouraging. They get Ole Miss this week. Not really going to find out much.
Is Ole Miss better than Southern Miss?
That's a good question. So, and then Saban comes out in his press conference and says Ole Miss may be the best team that we've seen all year. So if that's the case, some of them other teams must be pretty bad because Ole Miss ain't very good.
Yeah, that don't say a lot for New Mexico State and Duke and Southern Miss.
South Carolina.
In South Carolina, for sure. I don't know. I mean, again, the running game, you got Najee Harris over 100 yards in this game.
Yeah,
that's for the first time in the year. I think
the thing with the run game is they're not trying to run the ball. I mean, they really haven't. They hadn't done. I mean, Najee Harris has 52 touches in 4 games this year. They're not trying.
I'm not sure you're going to see them try to run it with Sarkisian ever.
Well, I mean,
that's the problem.
Well, it's
though.
just they're giving two of the option, and he's electing to throw it. And right now, can you really blame him?
No, but I'm saying, I mean, that you get used to that, and you get to a point later in the season where you need to run the ball and you can't.
Well, I think what you're going to see is as the season goes on, when they get to the LSUs, the Mississippi States, the Auburns, potentially Georgias, is those teams are going to try to take away the pass in the RPO and just say, we're going to take our chances of stopping you up front. And that's what I think you're going to end up seeing happening, because right now it's just looking like if you're guessing with the RPO, they can hit you from either way, but the pass game's been deadly.
Well, I think the problem people are going to run into, though, is it's a lot easier said than done.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And Alabama gets Deontay Brown back this week at guard, and so, Saban said it's not automatic that he'll start. We'll see how he fits in, where he fits in, but obviously he really helped the run game, last year, and so we'll see if, now his presence on the team can help the run game a little bit more and get it going the way people want to see it. I mean, I don't think anything's been wrong with it. Najee's averaging 6 yards a carry, and if you got it back doing that, then obviously you're doing something pretty good in the run game.
Yeah, I think that's true. The Alabama being forced into playing a lot of freshmen defensively, how are they managing?
Yeah, I mean, they're getting better, I think, and I look at it as a positive. Obviously, I wish Dylan Moses was playing, Josh McMillan. I hate it for him, but this is a team that next year they lose 9 guys on offense, and so you're probably going to have to rely on your defense a little bit more next season, especially early. So it's probably good that a lot of these young guys are going to get some experience because they're going to be the ones that you're really going to be counting on next year. So hopefully they continue to get better. I think they will. It's like I was telling Luke this the other day. I'm kind of glad that that Alabama hasn't been playing, as great. I feel like they're not playing as good as they did a year ago at this point. And you can still tell there's room to improve on this team. And a year ago, you were kind of sitting here going, where do they really need to get better at?
Yeah.
They looked almost unstoppable. So I think it's good for this team that they kind of still see they got to get better and got to improve a little bit, and hopefully they continue to do that, because I think last year they peaked in that LSU game. They played about as good as they could, and they really never played that level besides that first quarter of Oklahoma, after that again.
Ole Miss, is that home or what?
It's at home, man.
Okay. Anything about Ole Miss at all that you look at and go, I mean, that guy's decent. Not a thing. Not one aspect of the team.
They beat them 62-7 a year ago.
I'm aware, and that was with some good receivers.
And they beat them 66-3 the year before that. Yeah. So, what do you think?
Well, I think I know what I think. But I mean, you know, Ole Miss is what they are. And, I told you Cal wasn't bad beginning of the year. But they're not great. But they're not bad.
Yeah, I mean, you got to give them credit going into Ole Miss and getting a win at 9 o'clock in the morning their time. It's not easy to do.
That's true.
So, you know, you got to give them a little bit of credit for that. It's not a good Ole Miss team that they beat, but, you know, look, I would say that Ole Miss team is probably better than Oregon State and some of those teams that they're going to see out in the Pac-12.
Cal beat Washington, and they've gone on the road in the SEC and won a game. Hey, they deserve some accolades, some credit for doing that.
Yeah, but they're not going to run the table.
No, I'm not. Up against a break. We'll be back with more right after this.
The Prestige Selection at Gill's Auto Sales in Opelika has the largest selection of prestige cars, trucks, and SUVs in Central and East Alabama, all with financing available, little to no money down, and extended warranties. Get pre-qualified in under 2 minutes, online or from your mobile device at GillsPrestigeOnline.com. It's the Prestige Selection at Gill's Auto Sales, 1430 Gateway Drive in Opelika.
Boaters in the Lake Martin area know whether you need service, maintenance, repairs, a great selection of pre-owned boats, or a brand new pontoon. Alex City Marine at the corner of 63 and 280 is there for you. Thanks to a record-setting sales year, Alex City Marine now has one of the finest pre-owned inventories they've ever had. Repairs, service, routine maintenance, for all your boating needs. See the pros the locals know. Alex City Marine at the corner of 63 and 280. Check them out online at alexcitymarine.com.
What's the verdict?
Can't fix your heat pump. Need a new one.
Uh-oh. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking Daikin.
Call on Kevin Kill and Sunshine Heating and Air at 256-825-4849, Central Alabama's premier Daikin dealer.
So what's he thinking?
Oh, he's thinking Daikin.
Daikin, one of the top selling in the world.
Now I'm thinking Daikin.
Daikin. Comfort for life. The days are long, but the nights are hot at Copper's Grill at Stillwater's with local live entertainment Friday and Saturday night and a surprisingly delicious weekend special from the head chef that'll make you come back for more. Come by boat or by land to Copper's Grill at Stillwater's. Casual dining at its best.
A&M Plumbing, A&M Plumbing, service at its best when you need it most.
From the smallest drippy faucet to drain cleaning to water heater replacement to gas lines to total systems replacement, A&M Plumbing handles it all. Visit amplumbing.net today for the experienced, licensed, and insured pros at A&M Plumbing.
A&M Plumbing, A&M Plumbing, service at its best when you need it most.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area a team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice. Bice Motors.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live. Andy and Caleb here with you until 9 o'clock this evening. Thank you so much for all of you out there being with us. Turn our attention to the Auburn Tigers as they travel into College Station and defeat Texas A&M 28-20. You know, I think it was a very good win for Auburn. Obviously, they come in and they were pretty much in control of the game from beginning to end. It got interesting toward the end. Auburn kind of just went into somewhat of a prevent. Not really, but the idea was to let Texas A&M catch it short, tackle them, and make them drive the field, give up no big plays, and that's kind of exactly what it did. You don't like that the game came down to an onside kick. Granted, they would have had to have scored and went for two, got it to tie it, but nonetheless, it is somewhat ironic that Boobie Whitlow is the one on the hands team and makes the recovery. But hey, okay, it's fine with me.
What about him not starting?
Well, I thought that was somebody. I think it was there was definitely a.
He didn't even play the second series either.
No, he didn't play a lot in the first half at all.
Yeah.
And when he did touch the first time, he fumbled it.
Yeah.
But I think that if there was a concerted effort to get to the outside and use Auburn's speed, that's why you saw Sean Shivers start the game. That's why you saw them give it to Anthony Schwartz early. It was a good plan, obviously, 57
What do you think
yards
about
late.
Shivers, though?
I like Shivers, but he cannot break tackles.
Yeah.
And until he gets strong enough to break tackles or he gets it in his mind, but I mean, if anybody gets a hand on him, he goes down. And that's just not going to work. Maybe
fast,
they need to
but
put
you're
him
not
in
going to outrun the
maybe they need to put him in the
LSUs
slot and throw it to him if he's got hands. If
Yeah.
his hands are good enough, because he doesn't. I mean, until he can prove that he can break tackles, he's never going to be effective.
Yeah. That's what I mean. That's what, because it was just weird to me that they were giving it to him early in the game, because you could just tell that he wasn't really being effective, you know?
No, he didn't. I mean, it was. I think he got out and got us positive yardage on first down, put us in some good situations early. But ultimately, again, he just, I don't know what he's well built, and it's a little surprising, I guess, his small stature. Some guys are like that. I mean, if you breathe on them, they're going down on the ground. So.
Yeah.
But otherwise, Bo Nix, not a overly impressive day, 12 of 20. It was very reminiscent of a Jeremy Johnson game plan. As Auburn came in 2016, didn't, ask him to do a whole lot, but he did have several more designed quarterback runs that were a lot more effective. He gains almost 50 yards in this game, and he lost some because of sacks. But I like to look at it as what he did running the football, and that's if he goes 12 for 50 every game, I'll take that every week.
It's kind of weird that basically Alabama and Auburn have kind of switched roles now, where Auburn's asking Bo Nix just to be a game manager. And that's what he is. That's what he's been in both the big games they've played. Just been a game manager that's made the plays. Been similar to like when Greg McElroy was at Alabama. He's just a game manager, but he made the big plays when you needed him to make the big plays, and that's been Bo Nix so far. And I mean, look, he's probably going to grow into a playmaker one day, but it's early. Not everybody comes in and has immediate success, playing college football, and he's done what they've asked him to do so far, and you really can't ask for much more than that. Probably, hit a couple deep balls.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. He has had opportunities the last two games, I know, probably in he had opportunities at Tulane at times.
He missed a couple
against Tulane as well, but he has had opportunities the last 2 or 3 games to make passes and probably add, at least 100 yards, maybe 150 yards passing to his stats in that game, and a couple of touchdowns a game. So he has got to start getting better with that. His accuracy needs to begin to improve. We're 4 games into the year now. He's going to mature at his own pace, and he is a true freshman. Everybody needs to keep that in mind. But we need to start seeing some more, and I think he needs to have a breakout game throwing the football before we get to LSU for sure. I mean, Florida, I think the game plan is going to be much of what you saw. The same was against Texas A&M. But if we think we're going to go into LSU in Baton Rouge and score 24 points and win, I think we're going to be fooling ourselves. So I love our defense, but I can't even believe – well, I'm not even going to go there yet with LSU. But
Jeremy says if DJ Williams will never be effective if he doesn't see the field. Shivers looks like Lionel James, but certainly doesn't run like Little Train did. I mean, if DJ Williams was good enough to play, I feel like he'd be out there.
Well, they said he's been hurt. Had a hip flexor 2 weeks ago. If that's true, I'd fine with it. Don't play him until he's 100%. We're going to need him down the stretch if he's as good as they claim he is. Now, I've heard this song and dance many, many times over the years. This guy's so, in practice he lights it. Until I see it on the field. Now, I saw it in the spring, and I really liked what I saw. But I'm sick of hearing how good he is, but this, but that. But we didn't want is he ready to, go on the road? Come on, man. You're either ready to play or you're not. It doesn't matter if it's at home or away. If they really want to get him touches, then he'll get some touches this week. But if he's healthy, and
I haven't watched every bit of Auburn, but has Malik Miller and Cam Martin just disappeared?
Malik Miller has played. He played some. He gets in the game, gets probably 2 or 3, but he's mostly as a blocking back. Cam Martin was non-factor in Texas A&M, and that's the first game this year that he's disappeared, as far as I know. So I'm not sure. I'm assuming that was by design as well. If they were talking about speed to the outside, I would have thought he would have been he's a guy that has proved that he can break a tackle or two. So I'm not sure. I try to stay out of Gus Malzahn's head because it's full of knives and you can get cut pretty easily. But anyway, I'm with you. I'd love to see DJ Williams, but we'll see. What happens throughout the rest of the year. But we tried to play Joey Gatewood. Tried to get him in the game at least 4 or 5 times, and I know 2 or 3. Something happened. Somebody didn't line up. We had to call timeout. Somebody a penalty, and then Bo Nix comes in after we.
Gus slid into Matthew Hill.
Yes, he did. I'll make a prediction. Matthew Hill is if he's not in the transfer portal now, he will be by the end of the year. Because I think he was going to transfer before the year and then had a pretty good spring game, or maybe that was somebody else. But I don't know if if he's the kind of guy that doesn't know his position or he's not ready when he comes off the bench, something like that. I tell you what we'll do. Let's go to break, and then we'll come back and we'll take this phone call. But don't go anywhere. More to come on this edition of Sports Blitz Live right after these important messages.
The same professionals you've trusted with your urgent care is now your primary health provider, Main Street Family Care. We provide annual physical exams as well as monitoring health conditions such as high blood pressure, diabetes, asthma, and more. All major insurances accepted, Medicaid, Medicare, and have self-pay options to accommodate everyone. See us in Alex City, just across from Walmart. Your care is our primary concern.
Main Street Family Urgent Care. Heal better, feel better fast.
Heritage South Credit Union in Alexander City is your community credit union, and they have been for over 80 years. Heritage South Credit Union proudly serves Tallapoosa, Coosa, Lee, Chambers, Randolph, and Chilton counties. From checking to business accounts, to share savings to club accounts, to their kids club and investments. Visit them online at myhscu.com. Heritage South Credit Union, your community credit union for 80 years. Federally insured by NCUA.
Ladies and gentlemen, Kia of Auburn. Kia of Auburn on South College. Kia's at 0% financing and no payments for 90 days. Kia of Auburn. Kia of Auburn. Kia of Auburn.com.
This is Coach Pat Dye. At Kia of Auburn, you are always number one.
Expect it or not, the loss of a loved one is difficult. Put your family first by planning ahead. This is Joseph Dean, new owner of Alabama Funeral Homes and Cremation Centers. We are a full-service funeral home with an on-site crematory and cemetery. Whether your need is immediate or you would like to plan in advance, our experienced, compassionate staff can assist you in designing an enduring memorial experience, burial, or cremation. Alabama Funeral Homes and Cremation Centers on Highway 280 in Camp Hill or online, alabamafuneralhomes.com.
I'm Jimmy Goree with Goree's Furniture. We would like to invite you to come shop our huge selection of furniture. But if you don't have time, we have over 2,000 items you can have shipped directly to your home. Go to goreesfurniture.com, look for 48-hour quick ship. Shop, click, ship, it's just that easy. You can shop us here, or you can shop us online, only at Goree's Furniture.
expressway to saving.
Atlanta's hottest music event is here. ATL Live at Mercedes-Benz Stadium, Friday, November 15th. Don't miss Keith Urban, Blake Shelton, Sam Hunt, Sugarland, Judah the Lion, and Kale Dove. Tickets at Ticketmaster.com.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live. Andy and Caleb here with you, only for about 10 more minutes in the first hour of tonight's show. Got a phone call? Let's go to it, Caleb. Hey, you're on Sports Blitz.
Yeah. Do y'all think Auburn's good enough to go 11-1 this year?
Wow. That's a good question. I'm not sure. Right now, I'd say that they'd be really fortunate to go 10-2. But yeah, I think 11-1 is possible, but they're going to have to make a lot of improvement offensively between here and now. What do you think?
I can definitely see 10-2 though, but maybe 11-1 is just a stretch.
Yeah, I mean, I think that, when you consider watching LSU's offense, watching Alabama's offense, obviously Georgia's defense the other night played pretty well. It's going to be kind of tough, I feel like, for Auburn to – it's just their schedule's hard. I think Auburn's a good team, but it's a hard schedule to make it through.
Thank you for the phone call. Yeah, that would be again, though, I go back to Auburn in Gus Malzahn's best years has started off at a slower pace and gotten better each week. And you look back at where they started maybe 2 or 3 games into the year, and then you look at them about 6 or 7 games into the year, and it looks like a completely different team. Could they get to that point? I believe they can. Again, though, you're going to have to see a lot of improvement. Bo Nick's going to have to start hitting those passes. Think about it. I mean, if Auburn, if he hits the passes, just for the guys that are wide open, then Auburn blows out Tulane. Auburn blows out Texas A&M, and people are, probably jumping off buildings talking about how good. Oh yeah, Auburn needs to be a top 5 team. I'm kind of good with it being a little kind of settled down a little bit, and the fact that we do have so much more room for improvement. Let's go back to the phone line. Hey, caller, you're on Sports Blitz.
Hey guys, how y'all tonight?
All right, Jerome. How about you?
Hey, I had Auburn winning the first part of the year, and I said I had underlined Florida. So I think if Auburn get by Florida, and then next biggest test would be LSU, and then the next one would be Georgia, and then of course Alabama. But who do you think that Alabama's gonna have trouble with? And I got LSU in my category picking and everything. I got it underlined, but I'm gonna hang up the list to y'all because y'all do a great job. I like our new setup out there. It looks good out there.
Thank you, Jerome.
But anyway, I listen to y'all every week, of course, and y'all do a great job. And we are proud of to have the Sports Blitz here in Atlanta City. I mean, we continue to get the sports out there to the people. And but hey, you know who scored the last touchdown for Auburn last week, don't you?
Booby.
Whitlow, he's from the state of Alabama, from my hometown.
Absolutely, we appreciate him.
And anyway, I said I'm an Auburn fan until he leaves. Me, when he leaves, I'm back to Alabama. But anyway, I'm gonna hang up and listen to y'all. I'll talk to you later.
Thank you, Jerome. Yeah, I mean, I like the way Auburn's schedule sets up in that, Oregon was a nice test. They're not a great team, but they are a good team, and they were a big name team. Then you get Texas A&M on the road. Well, Tulane was a good out-of-conference team. They're not great, but they're good.
There was another one that we didn't talk about earlier that went over Houston the other night.
Yeah, absolutely. very impressive for them.
And that quarterback actually threw the
he
ball
made
around.
he may have learned something. He got better from
Yeah.
one week to the next. But yeah, I mean, then you get, Texas A&M again. Texas A&M's not great, but they are good, and it was a hostile environment to go on the road and get that win. You're 4-0. Now you get Mississippi State. Mississippi State ran up down the field on Auburn last year. Had over 300 yards rushing. I know it's an 11-point line, but there's got to be a pride factor there. And Auburn's defense, because the guy looks just like Nick Fitzgerald, and he's running the read option pretty well right now. So I think
probably
that's
has a better arm.
I think that's and I think that's going to be a stern test. I know it's more accurate.
Does your opinion of Auburn change if they lose this weekend?
Yeah.
Like drastically?
Yeah.
How drastically?
If you can't beat Mississippi State, you got no chance to be a really good team.
So you feel like if they lose this weekend, it's 7-5?
I don't know if it's guaranteed 7-5, but if they lose this week, that means they're not a contender.
Yeah.
That's. I mean,
you can't beat Mississippi State at home.
You're
or
not
Kansas State at home. Then.
But then you get Florida on the road. You get a bye. You get Arkansas. Then you got that one in LSU, and that's going to. I mean, obviously that'll be the biggest game of the year so far. But I mean, as far as who's going to struggle with Alabama, it's LSU and Auburn. That's the only two games on their schedule, really.
Yeah, that's all. I mean,
really?
At Mississippi State could be depend. I mean, we'll see this weekend.
Yeah.
But
y'all own them though.
Yeah, but you got they all not well, but they struggle.
The one
now.
game
they do. They struggle that week after LSU, and so that always, I mean, that's always one that.
Is it the week after LSU this year?
Yeah, it's always the week after LSU. Okay. So until next year everything flips on everybody's schedule. So
yeah. So I think that's LSU and Auburn. Those are the really only.
It also depends when that game in Starkville is. I mean, if it's a 6 o'clock game like it was 2 years ago when they went out there, you never know. I mean,
cowbells will ring.
Yeah.
I mean, if Mississippi State beats Auburn and they
play LSU close,
they could be very interesting.
Yeah, but when you look at it right now, I mean, Texas A&M going on the road, it's a road test. I don't see them slowing down Alabama much because, I mean, they outgained Auburn by over 100 yards and, still gave up 28 points to Auburn. And so I don't feel like they're going to be able to slow down Alabama much. And it'll be a test on the road, but I just don't see it being one where it's going to really challenge Alabama in the long, as the game goes on.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball a little bit better against Alabama than they did Auburn.
Oh, well, yeah.
But
and
that
the other
opened
thing
things
is,
up a little bit
does Jimbo finally realize that he needs to let Kellen Mond run the ball a little bit more? Because, I mean, that was one of the things I was sitting there saying Saturday was, why is he not letting Kellen Mond run?
He run all year.
Well, I mean, I know, and that's where he killed Clemson with. He killed Auburn with it last year until they decided to throw it at the end of the game. And then Alabama, he even ran all. I mean, he had over 100 yards against Alabama and not running the ball. And he had holes. I mean, there were some times he could have taken off and probably gotten 15, 20 yards. And instead, he's trying to throw it on the run and inaccurate with it.
Yeah.
That's going to be a big thing to look for, though, when Alabama goes out there. Does Jimbo finally start letting him run? It blows my mind that
Jimbo
he
does not want a dual threat quarterback. He wants a drop back passer. And he inherited Kellen Mond, and he's trying to turn.
I'm not sure that Jimbo's as great as we've thought that he. I mean,
I've never thought he was great.
Outside, I mean, because you go look at his career without Jameis Winston, his career record is now 36-19, and really. Last year, that win over LSU, the referees helped them tie the game up at the end. LSU probably should have already won it, and he could be looking at 35-20 career record when he doesn't have a Heisman Trophy winning quarterback.
Well, I mean, a lot of people could say that, great players.
But what I'm saying is he's had a 3-year stretch. That's it. His whole career has been a 3-year stretch, and I mean, Gus Malzahn and them were up 21-3 on him in the championship, and he just happened to have a playmaker at quarterback that was able to bring him back.
Yeah, we can't cover a 5-yard hitch and lose a national title, but that's another story. Thanks for bringing that up. Do you want to get some lemon juice and pour it in while you're here?
Look, I have to watch Kick Six every single CBS broadcast.
That's true. That is true. We're up against the end of the first hour of tonight, but never fear, we'll be back with hour number 2 right after this.
If you haven't been to Big B Barbecue in Alex City, then you're missing the best barbecue around. Big B has everything from the best pulled or chopped pork, chicken, and beef to cheeseburgers and grilled chicken salads. Bring your friends and family out for a great dinner and sit outside on our beautiful patio, or sit inside and enjoy your meal by the fireplace. So come in and join us and enjoy the best barbecue in the area only at Big B Barbecue, located on Highway 22 West in Alex City.
Listen up, America. Millions of Americans just like you owe the IRS more than $10,000 and are facing liens, bank levies, wage garnishments, penalty abatements, and other IRS enforcement actions. Newly authorized debt forgiveness programs allow you to settle your debts for less than ever before. Do you owe the IRS $10,000 or more in back taxes? If so, then call Tax Savings Helpline now.
Please call 800-980-7190.
WOTM, your new TV home for high school sports in Alabama. This Thursday on WOTM, catch the AHSAA High School Football Game of the Week, presented by Ox Foundations. This week's matchup will feature the Sandrock Wildcats versus the Spring Garden Panthers. Stay with WOTM all 4 weeks of the playoff. WOTM, the new home of the AHSAA Super 7, live from Jordan Hare.
Strep throat is a dangerous disease. Strep throat is a common childhood illness that may not always affect only the throat. Go to pandasnetwork.org. That's PANDAS network.org. Seek medical strep testing if your child has abrupt onset of anxiety, uncontrollable outbursts or crying, sleep disorder, eating disorder, and tics. Remember, pandasnetwork.org. That's PANDAS network.org.
Sponsored by Pandas Network and this station.
Hondas are the best vehicles on the road, so why not get the state's best prices and incentives? Lynn Ginnam and Freeway Honda deliver, and it's always worth a drive. Tell them, Lynn.
We have the best deals. We have statewide specials. That's right. Pick out your car choice, send us a message. We'll prepare the deal. We'll bring it to your residence. Do not worry. We are #1 with deliveries in the state of Alabama. We will handle the paperwork and everything.
Shop Freeway Honda, I-20 West in Birmingham, or freewayhondaal.com for the state's best prices on new Hondas.
J.A. Smith Construction, with 19 years experience, is your trusted choice for construction. Site clearing and grading for new home construction, basement excavation, concrete paving, storm drain installation, fish ponds, and slough dredging. No job is too big or too small. Call Alexander at J.A. Smith Construction at 334-531-0199 or email asmith@jasmithconstruct.com. J.A. Smith Construction, your trusted choice for construction.
So, you may not know it, but you've seen our work everywhere. For a combined 50 years, SignSource has been Central Alabama's premier option for all your sign needs. Custom signs for your business, club, or organization. Wraps and decals for your vehicle or boat. Full-color banners for your big sale, or a photo collage on canvas for grandma. All with fast, friendly, prompt service. Check out our website at signsourcenow.com. 888-533-6758. Go straight to the source. SignSource.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live. Andy Graham and Kayla Brooks here with you for another hour in tonight's program, taking you up to 9 o'clock. We appreciate all of you out there joining us this evening, whether that be on Kalijah Country 97.5 or Charter Channel 3 or statewide on Charter, perhaps Charter Channel 21 or 187 or 190, depending on if you're at the southern or northern part of the state. We appreciate all of you out there. Got some comments coming through on Facebook. Get to a few of those if we can. We're talking about Kansas getting a letter of allegations. Jeremy said, would have thought the hammer would have dropped on Auburn first. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. Maybe the hammer's still cocked and ready to fall on Auburn. We're waiting with bated breath, no doubt. I don't suppose it would do. Yeah, we're complaining about the ads during the break still, but we're working on it. We're trying to explore some options. Oxford, big win over Pinson Valley. Do you guys think that Houston's QB will replace Hurts at Oklahoma next year? That is an interesting segue into a little true false. Caleb, true or false? I'm okay with QB De'Aaron King redshirting at Houston after a 1-3 start.
I don't know how I feel about it, to be honest with you. Because part of me kind of says, well, if I was the quarterback and felt like I was pretty good like he is, and I was sitting at Houston and we were 1-3, I'd probably want to leave too. So, I mean.
Is there no sense of team at all ever anymore?
There is, but I mean, at some point, when you can be a graduate. Okay.
He is quitting on his team.
But at some point when you're a graduate transfer that has NFL aspirations, you've got to think about yourself at some point too, and in your future.
If Houston was 4-0, would he be?
No, he wouldn't be leaving.
Then I think it's a selfish, and I think if he'll quit on his team now, why would anybody believe and want him as a teammate in the future? It's the first thing something happens, that guy, he bailed out. That's the guy you want to be your leader? Lead your football team? Not me.
I don't think he'll be at Oklahoma next year.
You do not.
No, he ain't playing over
Lincoln
Spencer.
Riley made a
Spencer
comment.
Rattler.
Well, I hadn't seen Spencer Rattler play.
I don't think we need
I've seen King play.
I think Spencer Rattler will be the guy at Oklahoma next year.
Okay. He was responsible for 50 touchdowns last year at Houston. Now, granted, look, he had a new coach come in.
In the same conference as UCF.
Yeah. So you don't have a problem with you.
I don't know how I feel about it. I mean, like, I agree with you on how he's quitting on the team, but I also kind of look at it at some point you do have to think about yourself and your future as a football player. I mean, you're sitting there 1-3. He has a new coach this year that, didn't recruit him to Houston. So
look, I
get the whole team.
They can use that excuse as much as they want to say, well, I got to think about my future. Okay. You play with Houston, and he even made the comment he didn't want him to be a part of a throwaway year. I'm telling you, man.
Yeah, but he may be hearing stuff from his other teammates where they're like, forget this year. I don't care about this year anymore. And so
maybe
they're going, why would I want to be part of this?
If the whole team's quitting, then I guess that's what if I was Holgerson, I'd do away. Everybody on the team would be a different starter this week. But okay, that's the world we live in today. What's the chances Kansas basketball incurs major penalties from the NCAA, including a show cause for Bill Self?
Yeah, I think it's going to happen.
You believe it will happen?
Yeah. I think it happens. I mean, part of the thing was lack of institutional control, and so when you get that, that's not good.
But, I've seen this again. I saw a laundry list of allegations against North Carolina. Bupkis. I saw a laundry list of allegations against Miami. Bupkis. I've seen laundry list of allegations before.
Yeah, but this is different. This whole situation.
Kansas says we're coming out
this whole situation's been different.
We're coming out swinging, fighting it tooth and nail.
I think that it.
I heard LSU's basketball coach on tape talking about an offer. I ain't seen a word about it since.
Yeah.
On tape. But, of course, they got transcripts of Bill Self, supposedly, talking about we need to get some real players in here to an Adidas executive. Okay. I think you might, I think the NCAA wants to make an example.
I do too.
And I think they're going to drop the sledgehammer on.
Yeah.
Now, whether it sticks or whether Kansas dodges it, we'll see. But this could get ugly before it's
well,
over.
and what's going to be interesting is if they say, well, if we drop the hammer on Kansas, we got to drop it on everybody else that was involved, and so then everybody gets it.
Louisville is still. They literally bought a player. Apparently, Kansas bought a player. Duke. Are we going after Duke with Zion Williamson and Nike?
Yeah.
There's a lot of teams out there with keep an eye on this story. Over or under, Caleb, one more year in Ann Arbor for Jim Harbaugh?
I think next year's it.
Next year's it. You're pushing. One more year, and then he's fired or resigns.
I think he resigns.
He resigns.
He resigns.
Yeah. They give him the opportunity.
Same way
to
Rick
resign.
Pitino resigned.
Yeah. Why has it not worked for Harbaugh in Michigan?
Because he hadn't adjusted. Good coaches adjust. Good coaches adjust with the times, and football's changed, and they ain't got the athletes. I mean, that's the bottom line. You could see that when they played Ohio State last year. You could see the difference in athlete on the field.
Is it just me, or does Shea Patterson look like he's lost a second off, at least, off his 40? He looks, is it just the uniform? Or, I mean, he looked quick and, I mean, almost Johnny Manziel-esque running around at times for Ole Miss. He looks like his feet are in concrete.
Look, that's what happens when you spend your time over in Italy instead of working out in the summer.
Maybe. Italy's beautiful this time of year, by the way. Venice. Venice. I think we're up against a break here on Sports Blitz Live, but when we come back, we'll continue this discussion. We will run down some of your comments as well. Again, we appreciate all of you out there tuning us in this evening. More to come on this edition of Sports Blitz Live right after this.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice Motors.
American Standard Heating and Air Conditioning is built to a higher standard, so you can focus on the problems in your life that actually matter. Like figuring out which remote turns the TV on, or the smell in the vegetable crisper that in no way can be vegetables, or finding your phone when you leave it on vibrate. Whatever you're worrying about, it won't be this. American Standard Heating and Air Conditioning, built to a higher standard.
Lake Martin Heating and Air Conditioning, 256-307-4137.
Hello, my name is Dave Milton with Southeastern Land Group. I'd like to tell you a little bit about our company. We sell farmland and timberland in Alabama and the surrounding states. Not only do we have a land sales division, but we also have a timber sales division where we can help you with your timber sales and your timber appraisals. There's 22 of us in our group scattered throughout the southeastern United States. We are a full-service land and timber sales company. We do with farmland, timberland, cattle property, poultry farms. 866-751-LAND. Go to the website, selandgroup.com.
Boaters in the Lake Martin area know whether you need service, maintenance, repairs, a great selection of pre-owned boats, or a brand new pontoon. Alex City Marine at the corner of 63 and 280 is there for you. Thanks to a record-setting sales year, Alex City Marine now has one of the finest pre-owned inventories they've ever had. Repairs, service, routine maintenance, for all your boating needs. See the pros the locals know. Alex City Marine at the corner of 63 and 280. Check them out online at alexcitymarine.com. You already know the power and reliability of a Mahindra tractor. Get ready to meet their ATV and UTV lines. Haul more and tow more. Do more. Reaching speeds up to 60 miles an hour. Models have a 12-inch ground clearance and the ability to haul up to 1,200 pounds. There's a Mahindra utility vehicle and a model specifically to get the job done. Test drive today at Lake Martin Tractor and Outdoor. Serving Tallapoosa, Coosa, Clay, and Talladega counties. 256-392-3613.
Hi, I'm Kurt Bowman, General Manager of Baden Toyota. We'd like to announce our new lifetime warranty on any new Toyota.
Hashtag lifetime warranty.
Hashtag we love our customers.
It can be used nationwide at no additional cost. Hashtag customer service. So come on by and let us show you
the Baden way.
Hashtag maintenance matters.
Hashtag totally awesome.
Baden Toyota of Sylacauga, just a short drive from home or online.
Hashtag your neighborhood dealership.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live. Only about 45 more minutes in tonight's show. Andy and Caleb here with you. Does A&M end the year ranked? Question coming in on Facebook. Caleb and I both agree, no, that will not happen. Now, they still have Georgia at the end of the year. They have Alabama. They have LSU. I don't see any of those games as wins, and they're certainly not ranked with 5 losses on the season, and may end up 6-6. I mean, it's possible, but can they beat Mississippi State?
I don't know.
Yeah. What if they go
Where's
6-6? I mean, Jimbo's making $75 million.
I'd be happy.
I think he's happy. I don't know about the fans.
Yeah, I'm happy. I don't like Texas A&M anyway, so.
Well, I think, they certainly put all their eggs in his basket, and they gonna win or lose with him. That's kind of just, and that's they made a ploy, and maybe it'll work, maybe it won't. But let's see what happens when he finally gets they're never gonna win big unless they have a big time quarterback.
Yeah. I
mean, I think we can all agree on that. Saw a stat where Auburn only missed 4 tackles. That is very refreshing to see that. The linebackers, all we heard during the offseason was Auburn's not going to miss a beat with the linebackers. Linebackers are legit. KJ Brett, Owen Papo is, a lot better than a true freshman. Chandler Wooten, solid as it. Zacoby McClain has played extremely well. So that was for once, that was the absolute truth. Auburn has not missed a beat. I think these linebackers are better than the ones last year. Not as experienced, but they're gaining that every week. But physically, talented-wise, and strength-wise, I fully agree they're better. Random thought, thank goodness Auburn is decent this year. We haven't got the Beth Mowins game yet. Most announcers are horrible on all networks. I was not thrilled with the crew that they had on the B crew on CBS. Now they only bring those guys out occasionally because you only have 2 doubleheaders a year maybe. But I've outside of Nessler and who is it? Gary Danielson. I think Fowler and Herbstreit do a pretty good job. I can listen to them.
Herbstreit kind of helps carry the broadcast to me with them too.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not a big Fowler guy.
Who do you like?
I like when Joe Tessitore was doing games. I miss now he's doing Monday night obviously, so he didn't do many college.
Right.
Liked it when he was doing it. I don't pay attention when I really don't. I don't pay attention to what the announcers say a lot of times and who's doing what game when I'm watching. I watch like the other. When I'm at my house, I have 3 TVs going. We had 4 this weekend because when I go to my parents' house, we can split a screen. We had another TV and then had another one going. So I'm not even listening to the 3 of the games that we're watching. So I don't really pay attention. I don't care. It doesn't bother me.
They can be. I used to like Todd Blackley's. I think he did.
I like Todd Black. Yeah, when it was him and was it him and Nessler that did when he was doing Todd's Taste of the Town and all that?
Yeah,
it was him and Nessler. Yeah,
that was
always a good
Does he not do the Taste of the Town anymore?
No, I don't know why they quit doing that. I
liked
it still.
I did too. I went to several of those places.
He probably ran out of places though. He did it for 7-8 years, and they kind of go to the same places all the time.
Yeah,
so
that's true. He was not getting to go to some of his favorite places, having to go somewhere new.
Yeah.
True or false, Caleb? Phillies and Padres both are already feeling buyer's remorse. Here is Machado's numbers: 251, 30 homers, 82 RBIs. Bryce Harper, 257, 33 homers, 108 RBIs.
I don't think so.
Think they getting what they thought they were going to get.
Yeah, everybody has this misconception that Bryce Harper should hit 310 and 315. He's done it once in his whole career. Other than that, this is what he's been. He's been a 257 hitter for his career.
251 from Machado, you got to expect more than that, though.
You would expect a better average from him. The RBIs would come if his team was any good. So 30 home runs, hard to complain about from your third baseman, shortstop. So, I mean, I don't see anything wrong with it besides Machado's 251 average. But both of them strike. I mean, you knew you're getting strikeouts. You knew you were signing some strikeouts. So,
10 years, $300 million for Machado. 12 years, $330 million for Bryce Harper. I wish I'd trade places with either one of them.
I wouldn't even want to sign a 10 or 12-year deal.
No, I wouldn't either. I wouldn't sign a contract.
I wouldn't want to be locked down
over 5
somewhere.
years.
I wouldn't want to be locked down somewhere. Because I mean things change over time, and I don't know. It's very similar to Giancarlo signing that contract and the Yankees just taking it on.
Yeah. What's the chances Antonio Brown ends up in the XFL?
I think pretty good.
Pretty good. Give me a number.
85%.
85% chance Antonio Brown is playing in the XFL.
Yeah, I don't put it past Vince McMahon.
Oh, no. I think that's the first call he's going to make.
Yeah. When is
you
that
get
starting?
a couple of guys like that?
When's that starting? February?
I think it starts right after the Super Bowl. Okay. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if it's like immediately following the next week, but it's pretty soon afterward.
It'll have a better chance of making just because it's got a better investment.
Well, it's got so much more money behind it. I don't think they're going to run out of payroll.
I'm interested to see what it's going to look like. It's not going to take away from my basketball watching during that time, though. That's the thing. Is if there's a college basketball game on or the XFL, I'm probably going to watch college basketball.
Depends on which college basketball it is.
And that's conference time, so most of the time you're finding at least one pretty good game.
That's true. Over or under 11 regular season victories for the Green Bay Packers. This one's just for you.
Yeah.
I looked at their schedule today. Daunting.
The ending of it is not very good.
No.
I mean, you got 4 road games the last 6 games. But they're
Rams,
right now they're going
Chiefs,
through a stretch where they're at
Eagles,
home.
Cowboys. There's a lot of.
I mean they got the Eagles this Thursday, which I think they win, and then they go to Dallas, and Aaron Rodgers owns Dallas. So I mean, if they get a win there,
it's maybe a different Dallas.
I would say 11 or 10 is probably more likely than 12. So
going under.
Yeah, I mean push or under. Yeah.
There is no push in this game.
Okay, well then under. I mean, they can get to 11, but I think 10 and 6 is probably the most likely scenario for them.
Where does that put them in the playoff? Is that
I
good
think
for
that
home
wins the
field?
division.
Yeah.
I think it will win the division.
Okay.
Well, I mean, the Bears will come to them. They still get the Lions 2 more times, and I feel like that would be 2 wins with them, and then. So that would be another road win. If you beat Dallas on the road, that'd be 3 road wins on the year. So that would take you losing one of your home games to not get to 11 wins. So
Super Bowl contender?
Right now, I would say so. I mean, the way they look, I think they're a team that is going to have a chance to contend for it at the end of the year. They're good on defense. They're averaging giving up 16 a game right now, and or no, less than that. They've only given up 35 points in 3 games so far. So it's, what is that, 12?
A little bit more, about 11.
Yeah, so 12 points a game, held the Bears to 3, which they ended up putting up 28 last night or 31 or whatever it was on the Redskins. So, I'm excited about the Packers. They're going to get better on offense, I think, as the year goes on if they all stay healthy.
We are up against another break. Don't go anywhere. We'll switch gears. Talk a little bit about SEC games when we come back right after this.
Scotty Fortenberry is Dadeville and the Lake Martin area's full-service Alpha agent. His office on Broadneck Street offers comprehensive life, home, auto, and boat insurance at Alpha's competitive rates. Scotty and Alpha Insurance are Alabama's #1 life insurance company for a reason. You'll always get the personal attention you and your family need. Scotty also has your commercial needs covered, so whether it's just a quote or full insurance evaluation, call Alpha agent Scotty Fortenberry at 256-825-9211.
WOTM, your new TV home for high school sports in Alabama. This Thursday on WOTM, catch the AHSAA High School Football Game of the Week, presented by Ox Foundations. This week's matchup will feature the Sandrock Wildcats versus the Spring Garden Panthers. Stay with WOTM all 4 weeks of the playoff. WOTM, the new home of the AHSAA Super 7, live from Jordan Hare.
Harbor Point Ship Store has everything to make your day on the lake more enjoyable. Come on out to the biggest marina on the water. They have pizza, hot dogs, burgers, and more. Get your gas, groceries, snacks, ice, and everything you need for a fun day on the lake. Are you in the market for a new or pre-owned boat? Harbor Point has the best selection around of everyone's favorite Crest pontoons and Four Winds boats. Harbor Point also has a great selection of pre-owned boats. Come on out and take a look at Harbor Point, Marina Point Road in Dadeville. Get to the point.
Heritage South Credit Union in Alexander City is your community credit union, and they have been for over 80 years. Heritage South Credit Union proudly serves Tallapoosa, Coosa, Lee, Chambers, Randolph, and Chilton counties. From checking to business accounts, to share savings to club accounts, to their kids club and investments. Visit them online at myhscu.com. Heritage South Credit Union, your community credit union for 80 years. Federally insured by NCUA.
Did your team just win the big game? Are you looking for a unique way to honor a valuable employee? Lila's Engraving has you covered, offering a large selection of custom trophies and plaques. Lila's also offers cast aluminum car tags, custom engraved wine glasses, clocks, and wood cutting boards. They even offer custom framing for any art or picture as well. Lila's combines the best quality items with the fastest service around. With over 27 years of experience in the Alexander City and Lake Martin areas, Lila's Engraving is your only choice for custom awards and engraved gifts. Always remember, winners choose Lila's.
Guys, it's back! Inline skating.
Rock and roll hair?
Calling this thing a pound sign instead of a hashtag? No, the sensation is back at Zaxby's.
The Zensation Salad is back, and introducing the new Zensation Filet Sandwich Meal with hand-breaded chicken, Asian slaw, wonton strips, and citrus vinaigrette, both served with an egg roll. The Zensation Salad and Filet Sandwich Meal, only at Zaxby's.
The door is open, the beer's cold, and the biscuits are hot at Foshee Watts on Dable Road in Alexander City. Fishing season is in year-round and live bait is available. Non-ethanol gas is available along with propane and pellet ice. So come on by and see what we're all about, where the kitchen is open Monday through Friday early at Foshee Watts on Dable Road in Alexander City. And tell them old Katie sent you right here from the front porch, WAXC TV.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live. Andy and Caleb here with you for only about 30 more minutes in today's show. We were talking about our favorite and least favorite announcers. Jeremy mentions Ron Franklin and Todd Blackledge. I will even go a little older school than that and say Ron Franklin and Mike Godfrey. That was I used to love that one because that was the ESPN 645 game. That was, in high school. Early years of high school, that was a pretty important night, on a Saturday night. That one, because there weren't, games were still on pay-per-view, the bad ones, and you couldn't find every single game on TV back then. And if you got one of those on 645 ESPN games, that was. And Auburn had a lot of good ones. The LSU game in Baton Rouge, I believe, was that game in 1997. Was Cecil Collins, where he runs for 200 yards, and Eric Falk I think had 100, and basically it was the Damian Craig show, and able to pull out a win that year on the road in Baton Rouge, and that was a pretty special one. But anyway, going back to
who did games with Keith Jackson?
Well, I mean, you had Frank Broyles did them for a while. Did some Iron Bowls with him. Seemed like he had let's see, who was the guy that played for the Dolphins? His son now does broadcast. Played at Michigan. Jim, good grief, my mind's going to mush. Played at Purdue. Not ringing any bells for you. Quarterback of the 72 Dolphins, I think. You really have, okay. Yeah, I'll think of it in a minute. But
who would you say are two of the better? Like, I would say that two of the best college football announcers.
Bob Greasy, thank you, Mark. Appreciate it.
Whether it's radio or television. Yeah, Bob Greasy, I know that name. Whether it's radio or television, I'd say it's Keith Jackson and then Larry Munson in Georgia. Probably the two greatest announcers.
I mean, Keith Jackson, it's hard to beat him. He did so many great games, known for that. Munson was great. But I listened to him a couple of times, and he, it was sometimes a little hard to know what was going on. But I mean, all the homespun thing. I mean, that was great.
His call of Lindsey Scott against Florida that year is probably one of the greatest calls.
Either that, or we just stepped on their face with a hobnail boot and crushed their face. That was a pretty good one. But look, I would take Jim Fipe. I'm obviously biased, but I never heard anybody that I enjoyed listening to more than him. Now, granted, he was doing Auburn games, but I thought he was very, very good at painting the picture and keeping it really, really.
Do you feel like it's going to be different for Andy Burcham now, and even whoever follows up Eli at Alabama, because people don't have to listen to the radio anymore to get the game?
You got to sync it up.
Like, those two were kind of. I feel like Eli and Eli's been doing it a long time, obviously, and then Rod took over in 2002, and so that was a time where you still listen to radio for Rod. Now with Andy, I mean, you don't unless you are in the car going somewhere. I mean, you're watching the game on TV. It's on TV every weekend.
Like I say, I mean, it's effort if you want to sync it up. Used to, I mean, you could just turn on the TV and turn on the radio and turn down the TV, and it was pretty close. Now there's at least a 20-second delay or something. You got to work to try to listen to the radio, but I think it's
Sirius XM, you can pause the TV and sync it up because satellite radio is behind.
Well, I mean, you can.
Like you said, you'd have to work for it.
Yeah, I can draw it in on my phone. Auburn's got an app, and it's behind the TV, so you can pause the TV. But then, if you're in one of these text threads, which is another
you're behind
thing,
on
people are telling you what's happening in 30 seconds.
That's like when I stream everything on my Roku. Like if I'm streaming the Packers game, I've got the Score mobile app, and I've got it set up where it gives me scores. Well, it'll give me the score ahead of time. So I just flip my phone over. I don't even look at it when I'm watching like Braves games and Packers games. And
I miss the old days. I really do. But
of listening to the game, you'd rather listen than watch?
No, I'd rather turn down the TV and listen to the radio. Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, when it was that easy, that's all you had to do.
Okay. Yeah.
There is part of me that misses the days when you had fewer games on TV because it made it more special. Now, I mean, every single game is on TV.
It's still
just
pretty
like,
special. You're only guaranteed 12 of these out of 52 Saturdays. You got to think about that.
Well, we were guaranteed about 2 or 3 when I was a kid.
Well, I'd rather have 12.
And that's why the radio guy was so important.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm saying, now do you feel like it's still big, but it's even like, I grew up listening to Alabama basketball as Chris Stewart. I love listening to Chris Stewart, but now I don't ever have to listen to him unless I'm in my car, unless I just have to where I'm in my car and couldn't help it. Like we've done the show sometimes and I've had to. But other than that, I mean, I'm watching the game. You can get it on the ESPN Plus app, SEC Plus, and I mean, you don't have to listen anymore.
Another thing too, though, with they do so much more now. I mean, Andy Burcham's out there doing Tiger Talk. He's on these commercials.
Yeah.
He's doing all these things. You hear his voice every time you turn the radio on.
Yeah, that's true, too. I mean, now you've got the coaches show that
there's
they
so
all
much
do.
more to that now, I think. So that kind of helps with it. But, yeah, I would say the audience is –
because, I mean, most of the calls you hear now is when CBS shows the play of the game and they tap in the radio feed, and that's where, that's where – I mean, let's get down to it. Most people heard Rod Bramlett's call of the kick six through CBS, not through him actually doing it in the moment.
No question. Yeah, that's true. Talk about Notre Dame at Georgia. a closer game than I think any of us expected. 23-17 Georgia.
I was more impressed coming out of the game with Notre Dame than I was with even Georgia, even though they won the game.
That's what somebody, Notre Dame gained respect, or did Georgia lose some?
I don't think Georgia lost any. I mean, I just think Notre Dame gained some. I think that a lot of people thought Georgia would have it easy, and it wasn't easy on them. And so, I mean, which I said all week that it was you got to actually give Georgia some credit, because I said all week that it was a typical game for Georgia to choke and lose. I mean, it's what Georgia does, and it was a typical game for them to choke it away and lose it. And I mean, it almost happened, but
you can make the case that a hard-fought game like that will help them as they move forward in the season. If they would have blown them out,
and
that's
if you're a Clemson fan right now, that's got to kind of be part of your concern. They're not going to get challenged the rest of the year. They're not going to be challenged again before the playoffs.
It's true.
And I mean, I think that was part of what hurt Alabama a season ago, is that they weren't challenged really until that Georgia game, and then they kind of got through it. And some people that I know that were close to the program said a lot of the players acted like when they beat Georgia, they thought that they had just, won it at that point. But, not being challenged, I think, hurt them. And for Clemson, not being challenged this whole year could affect them when you get to the end of the season.
I think that's right. Up against the break. Don't go anywhere. More to come right after this.
Comfort is our number one concern. Advanced heat and air.
With the hot summer season just around the corner, it's time to decide if your current air conditioning system will keep you cool this year. Call Advanced Heating and Air Conditioning for a free estimate on a brand new energy-efficient Trane heat pump system for your home or business. Your comfort is our number one concern. Call Advanced Heating and Air Conditioning at 256-234-5052.
LMG Advertising Agency offers a comprehensive marketing solution tailored to each of our clients' needs. We are a full-service marketing firm offering website design and development, video production, social media marketing, search engine optimization, and overall branding that includes logo design, brochures, mailouts, and more. Our experienced team of marketing professionals would love to come up with a marketing strategy that will deliver results for you and your business. Learn more at lmgadagency.com or call today to start at 256-825-0197.
Don't miss Atlanta's hottest music event of the year, ATL Live at Mercedes-Benz Stadium, Sunday, November 17th, featuring Eric Church, Luke Combs, Brothers Osborne, and Kaylee Hammond. Tickets at Ticketmaster.com.
Grab a 5-quart jug of Napa conventional motor oil for only $12.99 for a limited time at Napa Auto Parts.
Life is a sequence of little successes. The story of my Southern Union success began the day I walked on campus, making new friends, mastering a new skill, reaching a personal goal, the encore performance, the first date, the internship, and now, soon, the dream job. That's the story of my Southern Union success. Register for classes and get ready to watch your Southern Union story come to life.
The Prestige Selection at Gill's Auto Sales in Opelika has the largest selection of prestige cars, trucks, and SUVs in Central and East Alabama, all with financing available, little to no money down, and extended warranties. Get pre-qualified in under 2 minutes, online or from your mobile device at GillsPrestigeOnline.com. It's the Prestige Selection at Gill's Auto Sales, 1430 Gateway Drive in Opelika.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live. Just a couple more segments in tonight's show. Question from Facebook: Notre Dame underrated, Georgia overrated?
Neither.
Neither.
I just think that,
or both.
I think that they're just both two good teams that played each other, and one of them won and one of them lost. You know, I mean,
what do you think about it?
If the game would have been played in Notre Dame, I think Notre Dame wins on Saturday.
Really?
Yeah. Well, I mean, Notre Dame got tired in the second half. And
Wait a minute. Now, Georgia gave them 7 points by fumbling inside the 5-yard line. I mean, outside of that, it's pretty much a blowout.
Notre Dame forced the fumble.
No, that really did. They did.
I mean, yeah, but
yeah,
still.
I just muffed it.
I mean, still though.
Yeah, okay.
I still think because there's a big difference in working out in the Georgia heat, working out in Indiana heat, and then coming down here and playing in Georgia. And then it's still humid. It's still been hot down here.
What do you think of Ian Book?
I thought that he was impressive, though.
Think he outplayed Jake Fromm?
Yeah. Because they didn't have a run game. They don't have a run game.
No, they don't.
Yeah. So, yeah. Fromm's just a game manager. I mean, that's what he is.
True.
And it's not a knock on him. He does a good job of it, and he makes the big plays when they need him to make the big plays most of the time.
They don't ask him to do a whole, I mean.
But it's like somebody talked about with last year, LSU jumped out on them. They can't play from behind. They can't let someone get out. If they do match up, let's say, with Alabama later this year, they can't let Alabama jump up 14-0. They're not getting back in that game, to me.
Is LSU for real?
No, I don't know.
66-38 over Vandy.
They ain't played nobody yet. That's the big thing.
They haven't.
I mean, they haven't played a defense yet. So, I mean, we've seen them before put up numbers like this against these type of teams. Not in the passing game, but put up scores and put up,
It's a different offense.
It's a different style, but, let's let them play someone who wasn't in the bottom 100 in defense last year, because that's what they've played so far. Even Texas. Texas was like, number 80-something last year in defense.
Yeah,
Vandy was like 97. And then they played Georgia Southern and Southeast. So, when they do this to even A&M, when they do it to Auburn, when they do it to Florida, when they do it to Alabama, then I'll believe, that they're that good on offense. But
Florida 34, Tennessee 3.
I think Florida's a little better than people think.
Think they're better?
They're good on defense. Florida's pretty good on defense. They're fast. And then I think offensively, I think Trask is pretty good. And gives them
better than Franks, think?
Oh yeah, I think so.
I think that's probably an easy one. It'll be interesting to see how well he plays. Florida's not really going to play anybody until they see Auburn. I think they have.
They get LSU after Auburn.
I think they play Towson this week. So basically, they have an off week to prepare for Auburn. So that should be an interesting game. We've already talked a little bit about Cal going into Ole Miss. Mississippi State taking care of Kentucky 28-13.
Yeah. We'll find out about Mississippi State a little bit more this week. I mean, what they do at Jordan-Hare.
Mizzou getting back on track 34-14.
Yeah.
After that opening loss that was kind of stunning, I think, to most people, at Wyoming, they have looked pretty good.
Yeah, and you got to give them credit for bouncing back from that loss. It would have been easy to just say, well, forget this year. We'll move on. We ain't playing for nothing anyway. So.
San Jose State goes into Arkansas. Your boy Nick Starkle throws for 5 picks.
My boy.
Arkansas struggling still.
Well, one of the things I'll say this for Chad Morris, he hadn't really gotten his style of quarterback there either. He ain't gotten to play with his
What's
type
his
of guy.
Style of quarterback?
Deshaun Watson, who he coached at Clemson. Those type of guys.
You gonna get somebody like that at Arkansas?
I don't know, but he still hadn't gotten one of his type of guys.
Well, this is year 2. He bets be looking pretty hard.
Well, yeah, but I mean, look, I told Brett and I talked to Josh Floyd up at, Hewitt Trussell. I've told you this. He just said it's hard at Arkansas. There's no athletes in Arkansas, so unless you're able to go get them out of North Texas, a couple out of Oklahoma, maybe come and get a few out of the Southeast, it's difficult. It's just not an easy place to recruit. There's not good high school football in Arkansas.
What did Bobby Petrino do? He go to Texas, Alabama?
Ryan Mallett was from Texarkana, Texas, and where was McFadden was from Texas too, wasn't he? Wasn't he a Texas guy?
Sounds right.
Yeah. So
Houston Nutt. Of course, it was a different era, but
yeah, that's true. Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking, but Houston Nutt. And it's almost like Arkansas is getting some karma for the way they did Houston Nutt too, because they did kind of do him wrong.
He probably let him go a little too early.
Yeah,
probably.
And they were looking for an excuse. They hadn't got any better. Petrino, but
Trino never was a threat to win the West.
He was never a threat to win the West, exactly. They couldn't play defense.
He could win 9 games.
Yeah.
They lost to San
That may be
Jose
Arkansas's peak, too, though. But, I mean, Houston Nutt got him to an SEC championship. Now, granted, different time of SEC, but got him to an SEC championship.
So did Danny Ford.
Yeah.
Of course, they got beat both times, but
well, I don't know if
it's the way life goes.
I don't know if you'll ever see Arkansas or Mississippi State.
Oddly enough, you know who the OC was when they got to the SEC title game?
That was Gus Malzahn.
Gustav Malzahn. Coincidence? I think not. 3 SEC title games Malzahn has gotten too. So maybe the guy knows what he's doing. I don't know. But let's see. We only got.
He does when he's not trying to outthink himself.
That's a good point. We only got about a minute or two left in this segment. Major League Baseball playoffs. Yankees are going to win the East. Twins are going to win the Central. Astros are going to win the West. The wild card, you got the Athletics at 94 wins, 94 and 62. The Rays at 93 and 64. The Indians still mathematically alive, 92 and 64. Athletics 2 games at the Angels, 4 at the Mariners. The Rays have 2 with the Yankees at home, 3 at Toronto. Indians 3 in Chicago at the White Sox, and then 3 on the road at Washington to end things. So is it the Athletics and the Rays, or the Indians have a chance?
It's going to be the Athletics and the Rays. Has 2 teams had a better season more quietly than the Athletics and the Rays?
It's the best year the Athletics have had, and I can't remember.
Oh, they were pretty good last year.
Yeah, I mean, they were good, but I bet they didn't get close to 95 wins.
They won the division last year.
Did they?
Yeah.
They were better.
The A's won the division last year.
I must
remember they got hot at like June 14th. Well, then I would disagree with
you. Has a team ever been
but nobody's
last year? Yeah.
Well, they got talked about though last year because of being in the race. Like this year, because of how dominant Houston's been, they just have kind of floated under the radar. Nobody's talking. I mean, I just looked and said, "Dang, they're 94 and 62."
I know. They are very, very. I mean, the Rays having a great year.
Yeah, I wish Kendall was still healthy and still playing with them.
I know.
I hate that he's kind of missed this good run that they've gone on because he had to endure all the crap that they went through.
Yeah. Braves won the East. Cardinals probably more than likely going to win the Central, or maybe they have already clinched. The Dodgers,
they've clinched a postseason berth.
Okay.
Yeah.
The Dodgers clinched a long time ago. Nationals going to probably win. One of the wild cards looks like the Brewers are going to win the other one. The Cubs, still mathematically alive, but it's fading fast.
Yeah, they're not alive.
They're done. Yeah. So it's the Brew Crew and the Nationals. It'll be the Dodgers and the Brewers, the Nationals and the Braves.
Yeah, and you hate that. You hate Yelich's.
Or no, I'm sorry. The Nationals and the Brewers will play. Winner of that game will play the Dodgers and then the Braves.
Yeah. You hate it that Yelich is out for the Brewers.
Yeah, I know.
You know,
but
it makes them. It makes them winning the wild card. Even more impressive. Look. My dream scenario would be for the Nationals to win it and somehow over the 5 games find a way to beat the Dodgers and match up with the Braves, because I like the Braves match up with the Nationals. They hit Strasburg well. They hit Scherzer pretty well most of the time. And really the second half of the year the Braves dominated the Nationals, and that's when the Nationals were playing really good baseball too. So, that would be my dream scenario: is the Braves win and the Nationals find a way to beat the Dodgers, and really the Brewers find a way to beat the Dodgers would be the dream scenario. That wouldn't happen. So,
we're up against the break. We'll be back with one final segment right after this.
Hey, it's Steve from the Car Stereo Shop in Auburn, and after 10 years of serving the good people of East Alabama and West Georgia, we're still doing business the same way, offering the best products at the best prices with the area's best warranties and installing them with the area's best technicians. With great customer service, a knowledgeable sales staff, and our commitment to customer satisfaction, along with the best selection of the latest technology in the industry, there's no reason to shop anywhere else. Shop with confidence. Shop at the Car Stereo Shop in Auburn.
If you're seeing the American cockroach, throw up the red flag. Ladybugs, throw up the red flag. Ants and swarming termites, Throw up the red flag. And kudzu bugs, throw up the red flag. That's Red Flag Pest Control. So the caution is on. Call Red Flag Pest Control today.
I'm Scott Davis with Red Flag Pest Control. Call me today, 256-825-0430.
Folks around these parts have known for a long time that Walls Tire, just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280, is your #1 stop for automotive service and repair. At Walls Tire, you'll always find quality service at a fair price on everything from AC, name brand tires, big or small repairs, routine maintenance, towing, and more. When your car or truck needs to run right, there's one place in the area to go, conveniently located and easy to find. Walls Tire, just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280.
Hey, you mind if I borrowed this for a sec? I just gotta look something up.
Sure.
Conjunctivitis. That's what I got. You know, pink eye, I just couldn't think of the real name for it. Thanks, man.
When you want quick quality care, come to Russell Medical Urgent Care. We're open 7 days a week and conveniently located behind the Cancer Center on the hospital campus. Russell Medical Urgent Care. When it's not an emergency, but it's urgent.
Skag, the toughest name in lawnmowers. Unmatched quality and performance for over 3 decades. The clear choice, the best mower money can buy for work or at home. Top lawn care professionals and discerning homeowners know that Skag means productivity and reliability. Every Skag mower is proudly built right here in the USA. Don't settle for anything less than simply the best. Skag.
Satterfield Outdoor Living on Highway 280 in Alex City.
Finding a job might be tough, but starting your new career has never been easier. Wellborn Cabinet in Ashland has a wide array of career opportunities with benefits. General labor production, skilled cabinet builders, product assembly line, shipping, over-the-road truck drivers, clerical, marketing, security, daycare, office clerks, and so much more. Apply in person, 38669 Highway 77 South in Ashland, or online at wellborn.com. Building cabinets, building careers, and building our community.
Welcome back, everyone, to the final segment of Sports Blitz Live. Caleb, we only got a few minutes left in tonight's show. Let's make some predictions. Duke is at Virginia Tech. Tech is a 2.5-point favorite. This one on Friday night on ESPN. You've seen Duke up close and personal. Virginia Tech, awful. Duke, not much better. This is a crappy ACC game. Who wins it?
Duke wins.
Duke wins. Goes into Blacksburg and just says no.
Yeah.
We across this line.
Enter Sandman will not phase the Duke Blue Devils.
Gobblers take this one, I think. We'll see. Arizona.
I'll be in
biggest miss, Justin Fuente. I thought that guy would be really good. Biggest miss of my career. Arizona State at number 15 Cal. 3-1 versus 4-4. The Bears are favored by 5.
Yeah, Arizona State.
Goes in. Thought they had a great chance last week.
Friday night.
Let it slip away.
Friday night, I think Arizona State.
Virginia, number 18, at number 10 Notre Dame. Still hung over the Georgia loss.
No.
They are a 12-point favorite.
Yeah, I think Notre Dame.
Watch out, Bronco now, closer than I say Virginia covers.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I think it's a 10-point win. I think like 31-21.
Okay. Number 21 USC, resurgent after a big win over Utah, is at Washington. The Huskies 9.5.
Washington.
Yeah, they'll win that. Yeah. Arkansas State at your alma mater.
Yeah.
Troy's a touchdown favorite.
I hope Troy gets them.
Watch out. Be careful.
Last time Arkansas State came was when Troy got ranked. The only time, and then they got beat.
Then they got ranked again. Huh?
Well, then they got beat 35-3 at home. So on Thursday on TV on ESPN.
That's not good. Maybe there'll be more. You like Chip Lindsey?
All the way till 8 o'clock that night for that game, and it ended up not being very good.
You like Chip Lindsey?
Yeah. I mean, I think that.
So far, so good.
We'll see. Giving up 47 points, Southern Miss was not very impressive, especially after Neil Brown. That was what they were built on, was playing good defense there.
Undefeated Kansas State, ranked number 24, on the road at Oklahoma State after losing a close one to Texas. Cowboys by 5.
Yeah, I think Kansas State wins.
Interesting. Stanford struggling 1-3 on the road at Oregon State. This may be Oregon State's best chance. They've won one Pac-12 game in 2 years. Could this be number 2?
This game's about the equivalent of